Bucks fans are so sad right now. Things looked great heading into the bubble, but by the end, it was tragic. Now, they may lose their superstar after losing in the second round. But hold up. Giannis made a huge statement after losing Game 5. He said he will not demand a trade. Quote, "It's not happening, that's not happening. Some see a wall and go in another direction, I plow through it. We just have to get better as a team, individually, and get right back at it next season. If winning a championship was easy, everyone would have one. We're gonna keep working. I've got confidence in my teammates." Pop the champagne, Milwaukee, he is staying. Actually, hold up again. I hate to crash the party, but in this video, I'm explaining what Giannis actually meant and why it would be a horrible idea if he re-signed in Milwaukee. Welcome to AM Hoops, it's Casey, and I still have my hair. I know I do, no need to comment. We're getting very close on a sponsor for the video where I actually shave my head. They're a company I've always wanted to work with, so if we get them on board, guys, please support them. If we're not able to secure a sponsor, I'll just do it next week. Just me and you, it'll be fun. Hit subscribe, hit notification bells, coming out with 5 videos per week in the off season or during the playoffs. That is worth a subscribe. In case you don't know the situation, here it is real quick. Giannis can sign a $220 million Supermax extension for 5 years in Milwaukee, and he can sign it October 18th. But if he doesn't, questions will be asked all year. The $220 million for 5 years, by the way, is 1 year and $81 million more than any other team can offer. So he would leave a lot on the table if he left the Bucks. But about that quote, Giannis didn't actually say anything about signing that Supermax or even a short-term deal in Milwaukee. Nothing concrete, but I don't blame him. As hard as it is to feel bad for these millionaires, I feel bad for superstars because what else are they gonna say? They have to comment a year before they're actually free agents. Kevin Durant literally said this before he left OKC, quote, "I'ma sign back and build a sick-ass house and keep stacking chips." Dwight Howard said this in Orlando, "I'm loyal, I just love this city too much, I want to win a championship." There are many more quotes than that, but it's crazy that those are actual quotes before those superstars left those teams. All we really know about Giannis right now is he's not gonna be Anthony Davis. AD was one of the few stars who savagely made it known, "I want out and I want to be a Laker." That caused such a damn mess. Alvin Gentry literally called it a dumpster fire. AD got booed at home in New Orleans. Giannis doesn't want that, so he came out and said what he felt. He loves the city of Milwaukee and he loves the team and he wants to win. But that's not new information here. I mean, he already said, quote, "As long as we're all on the same page and we're all focused on winning a championship, why not play for the Bucks 20 years? That is basically the same quote as after Game 5. Anyone acting like this is huge news or a guarantee he will re-sign is crazy. And you know what? He should not re-sign. The Bucks will not win a championship. And that's not a controversial quote. I know that's gonna upset some people, but think about it. For a second year in a row, they weren't close to winning with this team. Next year, Kyrie and Kevin Durant will be in the East. He has to go to a team that is committed to winning, like he said. The Bucks chose to pay Eric Bledsoe over Malcolm Brogdon to save a little money. Some people are comparing that to a poor man's version of OKC trading James Harden, which sounds ridiculous, but is it? I mean, if Milwaukee ends up losing Giannis because of it, then that is a fair comparison. Either way, a team that trades a former Rookie of the Year and a starting caliber guard to save on the luxury tax is not committed to winning, like the Warriors or the Heat or even the Trailblazers. Another reason they're not close is how old the Bucks are. If they were young and improving, that's one thing, but this team has clearly hit its ceiling. The Bucks are the second oldest team in the NBA to the Houston Rockets. Look at this roster. Everyone who gets real minutes is 30 or older other than Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, Giannis, and Dante DiVincenzo. Chris and Pat are in their prime, not improving. Their entire future basically built on the Big Ragu, the Michael Jordan of Delaware. That's not good. Bottom line, the chances of winning a title with Milwaukee are extremely low. The best thing by far about this team is Giannis. It reminds me of owning a house. You never want your house to be the best one on the block. You'll never sell it for a profit. If your house is somewhere in the middle though, its potential is raised by the neighborhood. Right now, Giannis is a mansion on a working class block. But actually, is that a bad thing? I don't think it is, if that's the legacy that Giannis wants to leave. I mean, I love one-team stars, and I'm not talking about Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan. Those guys don't count. They had it all. They had the one team and multiple rings. I'm talking about guys who didn't have it all, those one-team guys who are a legend, but those aren't actually created equal. You've got the great version, which is Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk stayed in Dallas and won the 2011 title over the Miami Heat. I would argue that one chip is more special than both of Kevin Durant's. It's like LeBron's chip in Cleveland, or maybe the Raptors title. The one chip wonders are sweet. The bad version of the one-team star is Reggie Miller. He spent 18 years in one place. He is and will be a legend in Indiana. He is what retired jerseys are made for. No one should wear number 31 in a Pacers uniform, but he never won a title. That is not a legacy I would want. I think a Hall of Famer can still be a legend in a town, but if that team can't build around him, he deserves to leave. Giannis needs to decide if he wants to risk it. He could be a Reggie Miller and not a Dirk, because nothing is guaranteed. But actually, I've got a prediction about what the Bucks are gonna do this coming season because of that quote Giannis gave after Game 5. I think the Bucks will fire Coach Mike Budenholzer and trade for Chris Paul. Coach Bud's system clearly works in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. He doesn't make adjustments that most people can see. Giannis put bad decisions on Bud in the playoffs, like guarding Jimmy Butler.
Is that something you want to do going forward?
No, I'll do whatever coach tells me to do.
I'll do whatever the coach wants me to do? Yeah, that's not a good sign for Coach Bud, and that's not the only time he said that. Then there's a report from Mark Stein that says Milwaukee will explore trading for Chris Paul. Our next offseason video will be about the Milwaukee Bucks, and we'll dive deep on all of this. But the bottom line is the Bucks have one last year to win with Giannis, convince him to stay, and they're gonna try. But if it doesn't work and they lose, they will lose their superstar. Now, I'm really glad that Giannis didn't come out and say he would demand a trade like AD did through his people, because that damaged his relationship with those fans in the city that drafted him, and I don't want to see that for Giannis in Milwaukee. But don't get it confused. That quote did not mean he's going to be a Buck for life. I think the Bucks have one last year to try to keep their superstar. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.